Congratulations to Team 145 on becoming bowl eligible. Now, we are just 1 year removed of them, and as they are the defending national champions. So, this feat does not seem like that great of a goal, but considering how rough this season has been, I will take any accomplishment as a good thing. Now, of course, this win came against Northwestern, so take it for what it's worth. And even by the margin of victory, which was a bigger margin of victory than OSU had against Northwestern, I don't think there's really all that much to take away from it, except that they are indeed playing at a better level than they had earlier in the season. Now, of course, we are on the brink of OSU week. And so before we jump into that, there are some things that need to be covered with Northwestern. Now, offensively, this game looked rather evenly spread across the run game and the passing game, and Davis Warren did a relatively good job during the game. It seemed like the game plan was rather straightforward, give him simple passes and short passes to be able to just move the team and keep things progressing forward. Now, it was not perfect. There were mistakes, but most importantly, the thing that I would take away from it is that you notice that he's not throwing very deep. And often he is so focused on things on the short game that he is missing great opportunities with the deep ball with open receivers. That will work against team like Northwestern and could have worked with other teams that they played previously. But coming up against OSU, that is not something that is going to be enough for the offense to continue to move down the field. Now, I did not exactly keep up with the dynamics around Mullings through this season where he was underutilized in some positions and at some games. I don't really know exactly what happened there, but when you see how he plays when he's given the opportunity and how much productivity he can have, I really wonder why he has not been used more throughout the entirety of the year. Now, certainly there could be more to it, but definitely going up against a different opponent, a stronger opponent, one of the best teams that they face against, because this obviously is going to be a top 3 team for them after this Wolverine team has faced off against both Texas and Oregon. OSU is right there in the mix. You need players who are just workhorses and will pound the run game like Mullings. And so I really hope to see him taken advantage of in that game as we have seen the offensive line do more with the run game. Similar to the game before, even though it was a loss to Indiana, good job on the defense. They held the Wildcats to a total of 128 yards, only 11 rushing yards. So that is more of what we had expected from this defense, but it may be a little bit too little too late. We'll have to see how they're able to roll with that into the final regular season game. Now that we have all the warm, fuzzy feelings away with Northwestern, even though it was a large, nice 50-6 win for the Wolverines, it's time to get serious and look forward to the upcoming game because it is OSU week. Now, in the Harbaugh era, there was only one time that Michigan was not ranked when playing OSU, and that was 2017 when Michigan hosted number 9 OSU. And of course, we know how that ended with a loss. So, looking at this, there is a large, great possibility that that is going to repeat itself as the Michigan Wolverines are a huge underdog in this one. The point spread opened up as the Buckeyes being a 20.5 point favorite, and we'll see where it gets to by game day. Is there any chance for Michigan to win this game? Absolutely. You have to believe that in sports because underdogs always have the chance. Is it at all likely? It is extremely, extremely unlikely. There has hardly been any positive takeaways from this season, let alone positive accomplishments, or any consistency really whatsoever for this team to really appear and tell anyone outside of the program that they should expect Michigan to go into Columbus and put up a strong fight. Now, I, along with a lot of other fans, will still have the hope and root for the Michigan Wolverines, but this is more of a realistic take of what we have seen leading up to this point. Probably one of the biggest changes that we've seen for OSU this season compared to the last three seasons is offensive coordinator Chip Kelly. He has been having this team play at a high level offensively with a new quarterback and, of course, new players across the board. They have been able to fly past other teams. And so this offense has been similar to others, but honestly, from what I've seen on it, kind of almost seems like they've been playing more confident and a higher level than you saw in some of the most recent seasons. Just a few quick numbers for comparison. OSU is ranked number one nationally for their total defense, and total offense, they come in at 28th. Now, on the flip side for Michigan, defensively, they are 23rd, so ranked somewhat well, not as well as we've seen in recent years, but offensively, they drop all the way to 128th. Yeah, let that sink in. Now, leading up to this point, Michigan has had undefeated regular seasons and three back-to-back wins against OSU. That was riding on the back of their defense. And while I was just telling you that their defense is ranked so much higher than their offense, is still outside of the norm for Michigan, where they were having top 10 defenses repeat after repeat. And so being this far away against this high powered of an offense is going to be very difficult for them to keep up for the entire game. Because even though the defense did look very good against Northwestern and Indiana, they have yet to play for several weeks now against a juggernaut quite like OSU. Again, they have played against Texas and Oregon, and we saw how those poor performances went. And so honestly anticipating something similar to this just because we have not seen enough consistency from this defense to be able to lock down on a team as explosive on offense as OSU has been. Honestly, for Michigan to have any chance to keep things close in this game, they are going to have to play a perfect game. It is going to need to be mistake free. And unfortunately, that is not something that Michigan has been known for this season. They did that years previously, but they have been stricken with turnovers and busted coverages this year. And so they would have to flip the coin and look like a completely different team in this game to be able to just keep things close and have the chance of maybe getting to a win. Because Davis Warren has had many interceptions, and I will give him credit. After he was renamed the starting quarterback, the 4 games that he has played, he has only had 1 interception. So that is night and day different from the first 3 games that he started. But that being said, it is not just on him. There have also been fumbles, and as I said, busted coverages. The entire team, offense, defense, special teams, top to bottom, needs to play a perfect game. And that is a high task for this team to accomplish, especially on the road. Now, I love Michigan football and always will root for them. But again, this is a realistic approach from what we have seen up to this point. As I've predicted with some of the other games, there have been times I have predicted that Michigan will not come out on top. And I have hit on some of those games. And there have been times that I've been proven wrong. And I'm always more than happy for that. Would I love to be proven wrong in this situation? 100% absolutely. But this is my take on what will be coming this weekend. I think it's fairly obvious that it's not a very optimistic outlook. Ryan Day sees an opportunity to take revenge for the past 3 seasons that he has lost against Michigan, against where he has taken his good OSU teams, his great OSU teams, and has lost to great Michigan teams. He still has a great OSU team, and he is going up against a crumbling Michigan team. And so he is going to strike hard and fast. And so while a good thing that I do feel going into this is that the defense will be able to hold and not let this get completely blown out, it will not be enough for a win. And so that is where I am landing at Michigan 16, OSU 38. Now, I hope you all have a fantastic Thanksgiving. I hope this whole week goes well for you all. And who knows, maybe we will be able to have a great surprise on this coming Thanksgiving weekend. We can only wait and see. So until then, and of course, as always, go blue.